is up, everybody? Ben Gothard here, founder and CEO of Gothard Enterprises, author of CEO at 20, a little book for big dreams. I do want to apologize for the radio silence lately. That has been totally my fault, but I'm back in action. So, I just want to talk today a little bit about spending time with good people, because, I'm a very firm believer that people are the most important thing on the planet. Whether it be your friends, whether it be your family, whether it be your loved ones, spending time with the people that truly matter is to me the most important thing. But how can it help you? Right? How can spending time with the right people help you? Well, I just want to give you a scenario. If you're hanging out with people who are all going to college and getting jobs, and they're becoming either, and there's nothing wrong with this, but they're becoming employees and they're going to work for other people, and they're just kind of going the 9-to-5 route and working for 40 years and then retiring. If all of your friends are going to do that, then chances are you're more likely to do that too, right? And so there's a principle or a rule, I don't know exactly who said it, but they said that you are the sum or the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I absolutely think that's correct, right? If you're around go-getters all the time, entrepreneurs, business owners, people who are just absolutely the movers and shifters of this economy, then not only are you going to be influenced by that, but you can be a part of it, right? If you're hanging out with people who are making things happen, then you're also going to be more inclined to make things happen, right? There's a brilliant speaker by the name of Kevin Langley, and I was lucky enough to see him. He built like a $500 million construction company, and he came to speak at my university at LSU, and he said something brilliant. He was saying that entrepreneurs need to be more like frogs than like crabs. Now, what do I mean by that? Or what did he mean by that? Well, he was saying, when you put crabs in a bucket, if you're going fishing, I'm in New Orleans, so I am surrounded by this, but if you don't, you put them in a big bucket that is, flat on the side so they can't climb up it, but you put a bunch of crabs in one bucket, right? And if you try to take one crab out, all the others try to grab on to that other crab and bring it back down, right? So they clamp on to their fellow peers, and they try to bring their peers down. Whereas on the other hand, with frogs, and this is scientifically proven, if there is one frog or a bunch of frogs, they're all in one spot, and they're all standing still. Once one frog jumps and makes that first leap, all the other frogs will follow them, right? So I trust you can see the parallel here. If you're with people who are like frogs, they're going to jump first. You're going to jump with them, or you're going to jump first and they're going to jump with you. But the takeaway is to spend time with people who are like frogs, who are going to encourage and motivate you to jump higher, jump further, keep going, rather than crabs who are going to try to bring you back down. Because we only have so much time in this life, and we can only devote ourselves to so many different things. And so if we spend our time with the right people doing the right things, we can maximize our time and do the most with it. Because there's only so many things that we can put our time into and invest our time into. And I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of being an entrepreneur, is that there's so many things to do, and there's so many different avenues that we can follow, we can take, that it's hard to choose which one to go for, right? So, let's just be cognizant of all the different paths that we can take, and really pick one and go for it. Surround ourselves with those other frogs, those other entrepreneurs, and really go for it. Now, there's another principle that kind of comes into play here, and that is the type of people that you hang around with, right? So there are 3 buckets of people that I kind of want to talk about. The first bucket is going to be mentors, people who are further down the path than you. They've done what you're trying to do. They have experience. They've been successful. Those sort of people, if you reach out to them and you do it respectfully and humbly, my favorite method is to ask them, what is your story? Listen to their story. Ask them, will you be my mentor? little tidbit there. It works almost every time, and then follow up with those people. So go get mentors. They can teach you how to do things, and obviously you got to provide value. But it's the relationship that's important in my opinion. So you go get your mentors, but then you also have your peers. So those are people that are doing the same things as you. Right, so that could be your competition. That could be people who are targeting the same market as you, but just with a different product. So they're not a direct competition. They're like a complementary product. Like for example, if I am a marketer, then like a paid traffic specialist, then a copywriter that's a natural partnership there, because I can partner with a copywriter. I'm a paid ad specialist, just an example, and we can go get clients together. We can share our audiences. So spend some time with mentors, spend some time with peers, and then spend some time developing people, right? And this is one of the buckets that I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs are actually lacking in, are the people that they're mentoring, the people that they're developing. Now, I was reading this book, Strength-Based Leadership, by Tom Rath and Gallup Press, and they gave examples of 4 leadership styles: execution, influence, relationship building, and strategic thinking. And in one of the relationship building example, they gave on examples of successful entrepreneurs for each one of those styles. And for the relationship building one, the entrepreneur was talking about how if you can't count and list off immediately off the top of your head the people who you've developed, then you are not being as effective of a leader as you can. Because think about this, when you develop other people, you are basically training them and teaching them how to do things that you can already do, which, if you train them, then they can help you do those things, and you can spend your time doing other things, right? So you develop people, you train them, or invite them in and get them aligned with your vision so that they can do their thing within your business and they can be successful, and empower them and give them the tools they need to succeed. But give them all the resources that they need in order to become successful, empower them, move on. Go find another person. Build your team up, right? So there's the mentors, there's the peers, and there's the people that you develop, right? So those are kind of the 3 buckets of people, and the general rule is to spend a third, right? A third of the time with each of those buckets. So, at the end of the day, the people who we surround ourselves with are truly, truly important. It is so important to think about the types of people that you're going to hang out with, right? Are you going to spend your time with people who are going out all the time and going to bars and not working, or are you going to spend your time with people who are at that same level of focus as you, that same level of determination, and want to be on that grind just as bad as you do? It helps to have people around you who are on the same mission, who have that same vision, and who want to get to the top. That's why I love you guys. So let's build a better world together. Thanks.